It is almost time for the Big Orange to start the season, Tim, and I'm ready.
Oh, I am too, Bob. It's in the air already.
Yeah, I can smell the artificial grass clippings and the paint of the checkerboard.
Yeah, and you know what? I think I've been sniffing some paint fumes myself.
Yeah, well, after some of these people see some of our hot takes today on our episode here, they may think we might have got a little bit too much.
Yeah,
But
too many fumes.
too
Too
many
many
fumes.
fumes.
Uh, well, guys, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna do a little bit of bold predictions, hot takes, however you want to say it. Let's just see, what we
Yeah,
come up with.
yeah, and these are not things that we're saying. Do not run out to your bookie to
No,
bet these things. They're they're things I think could happen,
absolutely. I think they could.
but it's what would you put the percentage at, Bob?
Um, I don't know, under 50, but more than 25, somewhere between 25, 50%.
Okay, I'd probably take them around 25 to 26%.
Okay, all right. I'd go a
Yeah.
little higher than that, but that's okay. That's doable. All right. Uh, but let's get into the first one. Here's my first one: is that Tennessee will finish in the top 10 in points per game on both offense and defense, Tim. And I think that's possible.
Well, you have been sniffing fumes, but tell us why you think that.
Yeah. Well, number one, we finished number one last year. Heupel's kept us number one or top 10 every year he's been coaching. He's had a top 10 offense. So I definitely think that's possible. That one's the easy one. The defense is the harder one. Uh, we finished 30th in points per game defense last year at 22.7.
Yeah, actually, people think our defense was super bad,
It really
but
was.
when it comes to points per game, 22.7, you know, you can win with that, which we did last year. We
Yeah.
won with that.
I think if we can get it top 10, what would have been top 10 this past season would have been 19.2. So if we can shave 2.5 points off,
I mean, 3.5.
yeah, 3.5. Yeah, bad math. Uh,
Well, it's those fumes, Bob.
yeah, if we get to 3.5 points, Tim, we can do that. And my reasoning is, for one, South Carolina scored 63 on us. They're not going to do that. I mean, we're going to save at least 30 points there, in my opinion. It could be a lot more than
Yeah,
that.
I'd agree there.
Florida scored 33 on us last year. Do not expect 33 on us again this year.
We could probably save 30 points there.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be. Generous, Tim. Generous.
Well, we can get them a field goal at the end of the game. Them son of a-
Gives our backups.
And we owe them. They're lucky they don't get a three, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. A good point on that one. Bama, I do not see 49 points being scored on us. They do not have Bryce Young. They would not have gotten nowhere near that last year without him.
He was wonderful in that game. I
Uh,
hate him, but man, he was
he was good,
something
yeah.
to watch.
So there's some points. Now, Kentucky, we held them to 6 last year with our great quarterback they had last year, but I expect them to score more than 6 on us this year. I think they'll be a better team this year than they was last year. And there'll be a few
Yeah.
points here, but I
Although
think
without doubt, they will be.
we can save. Plus, our defense, Tim, I think it's going to be better. I simply say it's going to be better. Our pass defense is going to be better. Our defense in general is going to be better. And I think our second team defense, which a lot of times teams get a little bit of some, trash points scored. And our second team defense is going to be very good, Tim. I do believe very good. So I don't see a lot of fourth quarter points scored
Not as
against our defense.
many anyway. Not as many junk points
No.
possibly. I mean, look, I don't know how good our second team, third team defense and all that stuff is, but I would put our second team defense up against a couple of the first team defenses we've put out in the last several years.
I would too. A lot of talented guys. I won't go through all the list who have probably be our second team defense, but a lot of talented guys.
They've recruited well in the last couple of years on that side of the ball.
Yeah, and they keep that going. Um, but yeah, that's my first hot
Okay.
take. So,
All right, well, I'll go with one too, Bob. I agree with you on the defense being somewhat better this year.
mhm.
I think a bit better. But, as you know, we hardly had anybody on these preseason all conference teams. And I believe, at the end of the year, when you're looking at first, second, and third team all conference, that Tennessee was going to get two on those first three teams, two all-conference defensive backs on it. Now, I'm not trying to tell you right now that we got two superstars back there that's going to be among the very best in the conference. But here's what I will say. I believe Danico Slaughter can play at a high enough level all year long that he can make one of those three teams,
Yeah,
one of those top 12, particularly if Tennessee has a good year.
I
You're going to
see
be
it.
on it.
I think he's a good corner. I think he's going to have a real good year.
Yeah. Now, the second person who makes it, and I have no earthly idea who it might be.
Jalen McCullough. I know. I knew it was Jalen McCullough.
Okay, Bob, he's All-American.
All American. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
No, I'm saying though that someone will make enough interceptions to make it on the first three teams. You know, we get passed on more than any other team in the nation.
A lot of opportunities for interception.
Yeah, and they've really emphasized that this offseason. I mean, obviously, people always try to generate turnovers.
Mhm.
It's an emphasis every year. But, you know, to be honest, you can emphasize something and you can really emphasize something. And I believe they've decided that that is one of the easiest ways to try to make an improvement on this defense. So I expect someone to pick off enough passes, 4 or 5, to make one of those top 3 teams. It may be 13. And I'm not saying this person is going to be like a lockdown corner or a great safety. He may get beat every other pass. I don't know. But I just got a feeling they're going to be in the right place at the right time and grab enough interceptions against 2 guys.
Okay. My next bold take is that Milton will either one be in the Heisman finalist or top 3 pick in NFL draft. I have watched his practices over the fall practice and spring, and man, he has looked very improved. There's been reports that he's very improved. I just think he's going to be a lot better. And, you know, wide receivers are very good in this offense. If he can stay healthy and hit those long balls, he's going to light it up, Tim. I do believe.
Okay.
What's your next one?
Well, before I get to my next one, I would say, guys, if y'all like talking Tennessee football, even some wild, crazy stuff like we are doing today, hit that subscribe button. And remember to hit that notification bell because you can subscribe all day long and YouTube half the time won't send you anything to let you know about it if you don't hit the notification bell. And we appreciate the likes. And you know what? We like the comment section.
We do. These hot takes or bold takes we got, throw some of y'all's in there. I mean, I'd love to hear what y'all got. You know?
Yeah, and blast us on ours because
Yeah.
we're not throwing money on any of these.
No, we ain't.
But yeah, give us what you think.
Yeah, sure. All
All right, going into my second hot take, and that is that Jalen Wright will become the Tennessee single season rushing leader. Now he'll have to almost double what he did last year, but I'll tell you why I think that's doable. It's 1,464 yards is the record.
Mhm.
He
It's
averaged
not a
6.
gigantic number.
No, it's
really.
not huge. Well, it's huge, but it's not gigantic. It's not insurmountable.
Mhm.
But you figure he averaged 6 yards a carry last year. Everyone's talking about the jump he's taken this year, and that he's separating away from the rest of the run backs in that class range.
Mhm.
So I figure let's pump a yard on there. Let's knock it up to 7 yards a carry. And at that point, if we do 13 games
Mhm.
or 14 when we make the conference championship game,
Good point. Good point.
because they do
That's a good
count.
one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
But he can do it on. He averaged like 11 carries a year last year, I believe it was,
Mhm.
a game, and at 7 yards a carry all year long. I'm thinking he can do it on like a little bit over 15 carries, about 16 carries a game. And considering we might lean on the rush
I think
more
we'll
this
have a little
year,
bit- a little bit
we're going
more,
to.
yeah.
I think we're going to lean a little heavier on the rush. So I think he might get enough carries to pop them up over there.
All it take is Sampson or Jabari Small being out a few games too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I could see it.
It-
And I don't think we'll have as many, could be wrong here, don't think we'll have as many designed quarterback runs as we did last year either. So
really,
that might take us back.
I'm going to go off opposite of that. I think we'll have more design quarterback runs.
You think so?
I do, but I think we'll have less taken off. Milton, Hooker, a lot of his runs were just taken off
They
because he
was.
could run.
Yeah, they was.
You know,
That's true.
the pocket collapsed on him. I got a feeling, unfortunately, a lot of times when the pocket collapses on Milton, that he may be under that pocket when it collapses.
Very well could be. I guess my reason why I don't think he'll take off as much is because we basically got Nico and then walk on, which is a very good walk on. But man, we go beyond that guy. If Milton gets hurt, boy, I tell you, we're gonna start sweating, you know.
Oh, no doubt there, no doubt.
But you know, that's very possible. But okay, my next bold take is that Cam Seldon, which is currently running fourth string running back, probably will have a blow up game at some point this year. And I ain't gonna say it's like they're gonna just feed him the ball, 10, 15 carries, whatever. I think they're mostly gonna be catches where they take him out of the run back, and it's just gonna be a wow game for him, a game that he ends up, say, 150, 175 total yards, mostly probably receiving yards. And people are like, who is this guy? You know?
Okay. Well, my next bold take is I didn't realize we was doing this many bold takes.
Oh, well, that's fine.
So,
That's fine. That's fine. I can have one extra.
no, yeah. I'm going to hop into my conference bold take.
Go right.
And everyone's wanting to say, who wins the SEC West? Will it be LSU? Will it be Alabama? And I'm going to say neither. I'm going to say that A&M rights the ship, that Jimbo saves his job, and A&M takes the SEC West this year.
They've got the talent. The talent. I mean, they loaded up there a couple of years, and they've always recruited well. I mean, so yeah, the talent is there. I've been reading up about them. Man, and they are in love with their quarterback. I'm not going to try to say his name because I messed it
Connor
up.
Wegman. Right?
I think so. I think it's how you say his last name.
Yeah, he was like a top 3 quarterback a year ago coming out as a freshman. So, now he's got a year under his belt. He should take another step forward.
Yeah.
That defense was already good last year.
Yeah.
Should get better this year.
It definitely will be, I think.
And he's got
Two
great
young
receivers.
defensive linemen.
Yeah.
Those young defensive linemen going to make a big jump this year.
It will be. And he's got maybe the best receiving core in the ACC outside of Knoxville.
That's right.
And I promise you, they will be better, unfortunately, because, man, I can't really stand Jimbo. But
Yeah.
But I think he saves his job and saves it in a big way.
That's very possible.
Once
I
again,
can see that.
not putting money on it.
Right. My last hot take is that Florida will go have a losing record, finish 4-8 in the conference. And this may be a lot of wishful thinking, but their schedule, don't line up too well for them if they're at the level team that I think they're going to be. They play at Utah, which they might get lucky there because it looks like Utah might be
Under a
on
third string quarterback.
could be. And if that's the case, then they might be the favorite in that one. They got McNeese State, then Tennessee, Charlotte. Then they play at Kentucky, which is, I think, going to be an improved Kentucky. Vandy, at USC, South Carolina, same thing. Georgia.
No, it's not.
Georgia, Arkansas, at LSU, at Missouri, another coin flip game, and then Florida State. So, I don't see a whole lot of wins there. McNeese State, Charlotte, probably Vandy. But now Vandy, that's not going to be just a given because I think Vandy's going to be a better team than it was last year, and they typically play Florida pretty good.
They beat Florida last year.
Right. So where's that fourth win going to come from? Maybe Arkansas, maybe at Missouri, at South Carolina, at Utah. I don't know, man. I think they're going to get one more, one of those. And I think 4-8, it puts Billy Napier, Sunbelt Billy, on the hot seat, firmly on the hot seat.
Well, I believe if he was having a year like that, and if his recruiting class, which is lights out right now, was to start to fall apart, they'd toss him. He'd be gone. Now, he might be able to, if he can hold on to that recruiting class, he might be able to sneak out another year.
Might be. Well, Tim, tell us about
What's the more news on
yeah,
campus?
the renaming, or not renaming,
No,
but
they're not renaming. They're adding a name basically to the Thompson Bowling Arena.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Thompson Bowling Arena at the Food City Center. And by the way, guys, this is one thing that y'all probably be all into the comment section about because it fires people up.
it is.
I think they paid in the neighborhood around $20 million over for about 10 years of naming rights. It's going to allow them to go ahead and do some renovations to the arena that they were wanting to do, and it's going to generate a lot of chatter.
Well, as long as they don't get crazy with it, if it's just a lot of just mentioning their names, maybe a little logo here and there, it wouldn't bother me too bad. Now, if they get, I don't see them putting, replacing the T or nothing and putting a big F up there.
This big Food City right now, smack on the court there. No,
I don't see that happen.
No, I wouldn't be shocked to see it over at the corner.
Yeah, it could possibly be. Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll see it like below the
As long as it's done,
announcers.
for 20 million, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm
One
gonna
thing about
judge
it
until
is,
there's more
look,
details comes out.
I'm not horribly against adding stuff like that, doing things like that, but you've got to get paid some jack.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, this is not something I do on the cheap. It's going to cost you heavy if you want to do something like this.
I mean, they tried to offer us 20 million to put their name on our podcast, and we tell no.
Well, we got standards.
That's right.
It ain't all about the money.
That's right. You take 20
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah.
Yep.
$20 probably get your guy's name on the podcast. I'm telling you right now.
Right. All right.
But also, speaking of a little money, interesting little story out of Knoxville yesterday with Joe Milton spending some of his NIL money. Apparently bought everybody on the team, including walk-ons. So you're talking in the neighborhood of, well, it used to be 105, but I think that'll be like closer to 120 now. Guys on the team. Bought them some Dr. Dre headsets,
Vince, I guess.
some Beats of some kind. Yeah, I think they retail for like $350. So if, I don't know if he got a deal on them, but I mean, you're talking like 40 grand, but you know what? It keeps his teammates hopefully a little bit more appreciative and upset that he's making some money that they are not.
Mm-hmm. That's a very nice gesture.
It is a nice gesture.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Because I'm promising you.
That wasn't chump change,
Yeah, it's not like he's got Monopoly man money.
No, he's not making that kind of money.
No. So, he's doing the right thing. I remember Dan Marino used to do something similar with his offensive lineman.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, buy him a car or something. It was something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Or a pair of nice gloves. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, guys, if y'all think we smoked something other or sniffed too many fumes and, do a wellness check on us, check us out for our next podcast. Make sure we've come back down to earth. And until then, go Big Orange.
Go Vols.